Hi guys, it's Nancy here, and I'm back with a process video show you how I do my project live spread there. I have done a previous video about how I kind of plan up to this stage, and you saw there the photos that I had picked out. I want to apologise that this is a little bit jumpy, this video, because my camera was just being a pain. I had way too much on there and hadn't actually taken that off. So I'm starting off just with my title card, and what I like to do is just put the week number on there. So I'm using some, it's not showing up too well in this lighting, but I'm using some vinyl turquoise font that came in the Studio Calico kit. And then I'm just pulling out one of my roller stamps, and I believe this is a Studio Calico one, and that's where I'm just going to date it. So I put the date from the start of the week and then the date at the end of the week. And that is how I like to do my title cards. And the colours look a little bit odd on here, but it kind of works out overall. So now moving on to the other cards. I do print all my photos on one 8.5 by 11 sheets. That's because I've resized them in Photoshop. So I just cut them out with my scissors. I'm not too worried about perfect edges. I tend to do that in Project Life, not worry too much about it being really perfect, like I would on a layout. I am just using my corner rounder, and I'm going to round all the corners on my photos. I think the only ones I'm going to end up not rounding are the ones that are the book covers, just because I thought that looked a little bit weird. So as you can see there, I'm just placing photos over some of the designs on the card, so if it's got text and things over it, I'm not too bothered. Most of these cards, as I said when I flipped through in my planning video, are actually from the Studio Calico kit. For this layout, I'm really trying to get those used up and not hoard them. Purple is not a colour that I would necessarily go for straight away, but there was quite a lot of purple in this kit, so I wanted to make sure I used it, and I decided to keep that that purple card. And then on the second layout page of this week, then there's going to be more purple on there. I absolutely adore these Studio Calico hearts. They came, I think it was in a January kit. I don't know, I have the November, December and January kit, so I'm not quite sure because I've just kind of mixed them all together. But they're lovely. They're a soft pink with gold spatters on, and the gold is foiled, so that's really cool. And I've also got these wooden veneer pieces from the kit as well, and I've just added one of those to the bottom of that photo. And that's a photo of my boyfriend with his mocktail, which was kind of funny because we ordered 2 drinks. His was a mocktail because he doesn't drink, and I had, I think I had a raspberry mojito, and his came looking the most effeminate out of both of them, which, was kind of humorous. So I'm just using my Studio Calico stamp set there, which says goals, and again that's just because I'm talking about my reading goals for this year. I have got the Prima stamp set there, which has a little book on. I did ask a question on the Facebook page, Nicole's Facebook page, about any book themed stamps out there, and I was really thankful for a lot of people who got back to me, and I've got a couple that are on my shopping list in the coming weeks. So, but I have that one for now, and I'm really happy with how it worked on that card. I'm just sticking down a little label there just to add some interest to the bottom of that card. Again, that card is from the Studio Calico kit. And as I said, I'm making these cards pretty simple. I'm not overly embellishing them because I am using a lot of photos, and then when I add my journaling, I'm just worried it's going to get a little bit too muddled. I've pulled out this stamp set, which is the stamp set from Chamel, and there is a star border, and I'm just using that to ink up the number of stars that I gave this book, and that is a 4-star book, and I'm going to hopefully carry that on throughout this whole album. So I have that stamp set permanently on my block at the moment because I want to make sure I don't lose that. I'm just using my ATG to stick down the wood veneers. I've currently misplaced my wet glue, so I'm going to be sticking everything down with my ATG, which can get a little bit of a pain when you're using really small elements, which you do tend to when you do Project Life, because you're working in much smaller detail. These are some of the beautiful small fonts that you get in the Studio Calico kits, and I fell in love with these when I first subscribed to their kits, which was when they first started doing Project Life. And I really love the scale of these alphas, and so I'm really happy to have a few more coming in my collection. And these are actually just now the Studio Calico brand. They used to be basic grey ones, but I really like that, and it picks the teal up that I'm using in other cards. I do tend to pick like 2 alphas that I tend to use, and one of them is like the main alpha. And I had this Dear Lizzie pink one on my desk. I do like this because you have uppercase and lowercase, and so I'm really happy to try and get these used up. I tend to hoard alphas, which is a little bit silly really, because you hoard them, but then you want to actually get them on layouts and use them. So I'm being much more productive and just picking even fonts that I really love, and getting them used up, because there's no point hanging on to them. And I really liked the bright pink. Here it added, like on the other page there's going to be a lot more purple, so it's going to balance quite well, and I really like how it looks. So I'm just putting a title on this card. Of course I'm not going to title every card, but this relates to the photos above. I'm not really going to put an arrow or anything to indicate that, but I think you're going to kind of be able to work it out from what my journaling says. I'm just again pulling out these vinyl letters. They're very thin, and I don't overly love the font of them, to be honest, but there was like little asterisks, there was hearts, and there was stars, so I do use those to embellish. So that's kind of the bottom 2 rows done, and I'm now just working on my other top card, which is a 4x6 card, and this is actually the kit card from November, so it actually says the name of November kit on it on top, and I'm just going to cover that with my photos. And then I'm using these small squares, which are 2x2 squares, and they are from Prima again, and I just had those in my stash, and I'd pulled them out and put them with these pages when I was looking at my cards. And then this is just from New Year's Eve, and it's just a picture of the table. I don't really celebrate New Year's Eve. It's not a big thing for me, so I'm really not that fussed about it, and that's basically what I'm going to say on this card. I'm up past midnight every night, so it's not like a special thing for me to stay up late, and so I'm just going to add a little card there, because I thought I need to kind of note somewhere that this is the new year, and then the start of this project. And also because this was the first week it had less days in, because I work Monday to Sunday, but because the way that the first of the month fell, there was less days. So that is just that card, and I'm making it quite simple, and then pulling out the Studio Calico stamp set, which is the same as the font on the card that I used, and I'm just putting the date there. And I have like 3 or 4 2015 stamps now, so I need to kind of make sure I'm using them. Sorry guys, I'm now working on the other side of the layout. And again, I'm just trying to make some consistency across the 2 sides, so I'm using more of those Studio Calico parts. And where I have a photo, I'm kind of using very minimal embellishments. And this is a picture that I actually just pulled off the internet, went and saw this film, and so I just wanted to include that. And there was also a movie review card that came in with the Studio Calico kits, so I wanted to get that used. It was perfect for this. And as you'll know if you watched my goals videos, I really struggle going to the cinema because people really annoy me, but my boyfriend likes films and going to cinema, so kind of agreed that as it was the first of the year that I'd make an effort. I'm not sure it's going to carry on any more than this week, but which is why I'm just stamping this what stamp, because like when I suggested going to the cinema, it was like, really? So yeah, I just thought I'd use that really cool speech bubble stamp there. And again, I'm just going to be using that alpha to put the title of the film. I don't have enough of the uppercase, but I don't think it looks too odd. And so I'm then going to leave enough space to do some journaling. These are then the cards that are going to go on the bottom row. And this again is where the pink and purple is going to be picked up from the other side. And this is a stamp I'm using from Scraptastic. And this is just going to be talking about the TV that I was watching this week. Gotta love Netflix and binge watching. So that's what those cards are about. I needed to make a quick filler card, so I'm just using this stamp from, I think it was Studio Calico, like a couple of years ago. And it says live creatively. And I am going to be talking about going to a crop, so I thought that would work great as a filler card. And so I'm just going to stick, again, some more of these beautiful hearts on to add to that. So, hi guys, I've just shown you my process of how I've made my week 1 layout, so I just wanted to quickly share that with you. This is my front cover page. I showed this roughly in my first video. Just wanted to say that I have just added a bit of wood veneer, some more of these vinyl thickers. Here I've just mentioned my goals, which I spoke about in my goals video, and here I've just talked a little bit about why I've decided to go back to Project Life for this year. So it's going to be hard to show in the video, but this is the 2 spreads side by side. And I'm really happy with how everything looks. I think it's quite balanced and the colours work really well. So I have just added my journaling. I haven't done that on video because it's really boring and I won't see it. And I'm just using a normal Bic biro for that. Not too worried about journaling pens and that kind of thing, because I write reasonably okay in these. So yeah, you've seen me kind of just create these really simple layers, and I just wanted to kind of just show you, you know, kind of a bit of a close-up of how these look. So this is, I've just done my journaling directly on the card here, and so this is New Year's Eve. Here then I have a selection of photos. I was originally going to put a photo here, but decided against that and decided to just keep this card in. This is a Studio Calico card. I do have the stamp, which also says best year yet, and it's the same kind of font. So I really like that, and I just picked up that using the 2015 in the same font there on the top, just to kind of help that run through. I'm not a huge fan of that script font, but it is growing on me. And then finally, here I added this to say, which is the title, Cocktails and Churros, which go along those photos on the top. And I've just journaled here about that. I did go over that bit of writing on the card, but I'm not too worried about that. This is quite a simplistic card, but I really like how it turned out, and it is going to, you know, monitor my star rating. And I'm going to number each of the cards about my books I'm reading with what book number it is. So that is side 1. Then this is side 2. And so on the top row is where I've just spoken about one of my resolutions, which is to be more social. And I spoke in my goals video about how I dislike going to the cinema because people annoy me. Me and my boyfriend, that was like where we done a lot of our dating when we first started getting together, was going to the cinema. So he really loves the cinema, and he always moans at me because I don't want to go. So I did kind of laugh and say, you know, first day of the year, get out of the way with it, and I have to go for the rest of the year. But we went and saw the film Big Eyes. I really liked that this card was a Studio Calico one, and it says movie review, and so it gave a little brilliant space for journaling. I also included the little QR code ticket that you now get at the cinema we go to. It's the first time that we haven't had physical tickets, so we've used the QR code. Then next up, I was going to use another photo here, but actually run out of photos. So I've just stamped this up, and this is an old Studio Calico stamp. And then I've just done my journaling here there about going to the crop. And this is again another coloured image that I created, and I like including those in the journaling. And then here's for the last row, and this is just talking about the TV that I watched in that first week. I wasn't at work that week, and this only covers the 1st of the month till the 5th, to the 4th of the month, so it's only actually 4 days, but I did want to include it as a separate layout. So I've just mentioned 2 programmes that I kind of learned to love over the time. There's a little bit in between Christmas as well, but I thought I'd just write about them there, and the TV that I was enjoying watching. And again, this is just a stamp which was from an old Scraptastic kit, which worked really well. So that is my 2 layouts together, and I think the colours work really well, and I'm happy with how this is done, and the amount of journaling I got on here, which is really, is one of the important things for me about Project Life. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my process for creating this. And I will be back with some more Project Life process videos, and also some more 12 by 12 videos really soon, I promise. Thank you very much, guys. Bye!